I wonder if the audio's any good. I don't know if it's any good. We'll find out what's up with our special guest. We'll find out with our special guest if it's working. Is it working? I don't know. Internet. I wonder if we got audio. I don't know. We'll find out the hard way, you guys, because, well, we're 17 minutes late, but who knows if we're 17 minutes late or not, because karate is live today. There's karate going on all over the place outside. I can hear it because apparently it is the 4th of July, which means everyone goes outside and does a bunch of karate stuff out in the streets. Hence, all of the loud noises, right? I think that's what it's all about. I wish the sound would turn off over here. Thank you. There we go. Okay. Well, we've got a special guest today. If you don't know who she is, it's Vikitoria. I mean, heck, she's in the thumbnail. We'll get to her in just a second. So I want to give a shout out to whoever was first today, whom I cannot remember. And I've had to reload the computer so many times that the chat is gone. So I wonder who it could be. I don't know. Somebody's pointing out the wobbly camera. Yes, I have it mounted here because I'm moving so much stuff around in my studio that it's mounted right here. Whenever I bump this table at all, it will kind of wobble around a little bit, and I'll try not to do that. Gene says they banned fireworks this year in the town, and pets are enjoying the quiet. Yeah, I wish that was the case in our neck of the woods. It is not. Our little bitty brown is right over there napping out at this point in time. She got her thunder jacket on. She was freaking out last night with the what do you call it?
Mortars.
Well, the mortars, but what were they? Panic attacks?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah. Let's get a mic check from Vikitoria. How you doing?
Check.
How you doing over there?
I'm doing good.
You doing good?
I'm doing so good.
So good?
So good.
So good. Oh, we're glad to hear it. We'll see if anybody could even hear that. And we'll see how it goes. If she's showing up, then she's showing up. We'll see. But it is a lovely holiday out there, and I think one of the more interesting questions I heard recently in regards to the holiday was, hey, are you feeling patriotic this year? I was listening to NPR, National Public Radio, and that's what they were asking, if people were feeling, if you're feeling patriotic this year. Now, I have to admit that my answer is no. And some people would probably think, hey, does that have something to do with the current administration? And I would answer that question with no. I think, because personally, I think the administration, regardless of whoever is in there, is a terrible prehistoric idea that we all need some kind of king in order to lead us. Whether it's Bush, Clinton, Bush, Reagan, Carter, Hoover, Roosevelt, I don't really care. It feels like it's 2018, and I'm able to easily broadcast to you guys all around the world. Why can't we do some of that with our government, and yet we have some one guy wandering around doing whatever? I almost feel like, even though I do have some issues with the British government, I almost feel like them with the Queen, right, is almost an even better situation, because you have the dignitary thing, right? But they don't have buttons that could kill people. You know what I'm saying? So they go around and shake hands and say hi to people and stuff like that. And I have considered it over the years, like, what would my situation be? I would say, hey, why don't we just have a team of, like, Brad Pitts or whatever to go around and shake hands for people and be like, hey, I'm from America. What's up, buddy? How you doing? Hey, we're cool. Don't worry, the people are going to handle the important decisions, right? But no, we currently have this weird idea that we have to have a king, and Our government's controlled by the three branches. If you don't know what they are, what are they? Vicky, pop quiz.
The House, the Senate, and
The judiciary,
and the, yeah,
the judiciary,
and
the
judge
legislative,
people.
and the executive.
Oh,
Those are the three
see?
branches. So the House and the Senate would be the legislative, right? Which is kind of a larger group of people, although not very many when you think about, let's just say 350 million Americans. It's a very small group of people, the House and the Senate. Then the other branch would be the judiciary, which is 9 people, right? The Supreme Court.
That are there forever.
They're there forever. Can't lose their job unless they die or retire.
Yep.
Can't even be fired.
At least I knew that part.
Which is interesting. That's almost a job I would like to sign up for. Oh, wait a minute. You can't lose this job. You just get it forever. You get health care and lots of money every year. Oh, yeah. That would be fun. And then, of course, we have the executive branch, which even gets even a smaller number of people, which is, you might look at it as 2 people, the president and the vice president, but it's typically just kind of the functionary's position of the one president. And I think it is an incredibly archaic situation. So the 4th of July, I am typically never patriotic for the 4th of July, and it's for those types of reasons that our government is wildly archaic, constantly kills people around the world with tax money. And if you want to argue that, feel free to argue it all day long, but that's what they do, and I'm not all for that. We take these holidays like Memorial Day, Labor Day, 4th of July, New Year's, all these holidays, and we don't even vote on them, Like the 4th of July is supposed to be our Independence Day, and we don't even vote. We eat sandwiches and burgers and barbecue and explode ordinances all over the place. So it makes no sense to me. That's why I'm not typically waving around a flag or wearing a flag Speedo or any of that kind of stuff on this day.
He's
though
lying
I do
about not wearing the Speedo.
Though I am quite upset about not wearing a Speedo today. I feel like I should be doing that. So today we are currently in our neck of the woods. We're working on the electrical in the house. We're also going to be repairing some things and doing some stuff. We will cook some hamburgers. Just because coincidentally, that's kind of what we were going to do today anyhow.
Maybe we should pick up some freedom fries.
Some freedom fries. Right. I kind of laying it down a little thick there, but I do definitely feel that false patriotism is something that has gone on in the United States for far too long, and I think we should all definitely take some time to sit down and think about what that's all about, and maybe we could take a step back and maybe kind of learn from mistakes and move forward. Who knows? I don't know. But I do feel like the internet is hopefully going to be the thing that changes something like the 4th of July traditions, where we'd all maybe get an opportunity to vote on some of the things that go on, instead of having to vote on some weird Tuesday where we go to an elementary school that we've never been to before when we're supposed to be working, have to take 2 hours off from work to go vote. All that kind of stuff is kind of funny. G-Bear says, easy, Joel, the internet is going to go on fire. Hey, since when have you guys known me to take it easy, bros? I understand we all have a different point of view. We all have different views, and I'm happy to have lovely conversations about that stuff. I love being engaged in those types of conversations, hearing people's ideas and things about the future that could possibly come along. But in the meantime, I hope if you do have this deep-rooted idea of patriotism and that lighting off fireworks and stuff like that is the way to do it, just do it in a safe manner, right? Do it in a safe manner and be safe out there.
Don't be like Terry.
Don't be like Terry. Don't be like Terry. Throw that thing in reverse. Come on, Terry. Throw that thing in reverse. But hopefully everybody out there is having a fantastic day. In the Fish Fam news, I would say, in relation to most of the people that are going to watch this show today, or tune in or come in live or whatnot, here is something that you could be excited about if maybe the 4th of July is not your thing. Then you could spin on over to the Aquarium Co-op because my boy, your boy, everybody's boy, Kobe over there is throwing a flash sale for today only. So quite a cool gesture from that guy to throw a sale today. I think some people will post a link for it into the chat or the live chat that's going through. If you guys want to go check that out, I believe it is 15% off everything on his website. Obviously, that only pertains to people in the United States because the Aquarium Co-op doesn't ship outside of the United States. I haven't heard from any other companies around the world if they were having any sales, so... But I did hear of a sale that will be happening on Friday from our guy, Vince Grippa, who posted it up on to the Patreon. If you happen to be a Patreon, you can go over there to the community tab and click on that and check out that stuff. But I'm going to announce that one on Friday because it sounds like that deal gets even better on Friday. So I'm going to talk about that one on the show on Friday. But Fish Fam stuff, head over to the Coop. Be sure to click through my affiliate link just so Corey knows I sent you over there. But 15% off, that's quite the deal. That's a good deal. And, you know, I would never refer you guys to go to anybody that I didn't trust. And, you know, I'm not saying I trust Corey with my life, but we definitely, we went to Vegas together, so that's a pretty high level of trust, if you know what I'm saying. Trust those guys. I also love all the workers over there. And I'm not going to try and name them all because I'll probably forget somebody, and then I'll feel bad. But love everybody over there at the Coop. And, yeah, so that's a 15% off if you guys are going to check something out. And as you guys know, I get my plants and stuff from there. So, you know, I'm a customer, right? Right? Customer.
Whoa.
But, yeah. That's something that you guys could take advantage of on the 4th of July. Maybe you're not. Maybe you're sitting inside trying to take care of your dog like we are. Miss Biddy Brown's over there having panic attacks and stuff like that. But, all right, that's the warm-up to the show. We're going to get going today. It looks like we've got 69 people watching today. We've got jokes. We've got jokes, guys.
Don't blow up the channel.
Yeah, don't blow up the channel, weirdos. Oh, we went over. We're at 75 now. Okay. Well, I guess we're getting warmed up. We're getting warmed up on the show. We'll see if anybody shows up on the 4th of July. To those of you that are here, thank you very much for coming out. I appreciate it. Fish Girl from Connecticut says she's a bad fish mom. What's up with that? Sorry to hear that. Patrick's Aquatics, the 4th of July is my yearly reef tank water change day. Get in that once a year annual water change off your reef. That's a good day to do it. The weather is nice out here. It's hot. I was sweating today, crawling around doing the electrical and cutting holes in the ceiling and stuff like that. We got Licks Nibbles in the chat saying, what up? There's Mr. Bald and Dangerous. I see Candy Overhauls, Daryl Dimer, Redneck Aquatics. What's up? Asking, can you cap Eco-Complete with gravel or sand? Let me answer that question with an answer. Yes, you can. I would try to not go with a really fine sand, but I would try to keep it a little bit coarse, and you'd be fine doing that. Too Real for YouTube says, "What's up, brother? Salute for your service, and I have a day off." Well, what's up? You have a day off? That's good stuff. Definitely appreciate. Little Largemouth is here. Happy 4th to Joel, Vikitoria, the pups, and the moderator team. Yeah, don't ever forget about the moderator team, like Mr. Gillett, Mr. Potato Bro himself showing up on a holiday. Digging that. LG3 Nation win the 333 super chat, saying you two are fantastic. Oh, thank you. Currently, right now, Vikitoria is doing she's kind of doing the Robin Gibbons thing, but we're gonna bring her on. We're going to bring her on camera. Here it comes.
Uh-oh.
Because she's over there texting people or something. What are you doing?
Nothing.
Are you trying to be cool like me and be on your phone while you're on the internet? Yeah, I do that a lot too. Oh, what's going on with my thing here? Oh, I gotta move my cameras. Here we go. Watch this. Watch this, guys. I got the technology. Yeah.
Whoa.
We got the technologies. Look at that. Oh, the Patreon popped up. And then we'll bring the text in. Oh, look at this. It's like a professional show. And when I point at Vicky, it points at her on the camera. How cool is that? We got the lovely Vikitoria here today. Why is that? Well, first and foremost, you guys, it is a holiday. So Vicky is not working today. Although, as you can see, she is wearing her headgear, her hat, and all of her Jimmy Jams because she has for sure working her buns off today, and her baby bump off.
Baby
Wait,
bump?
You can't.
Baby bump?
You can't work the baby bump off.
No.
No, you have to give birth.
No, we're schlumping it around today. We're schlumping around the baby bump.
Yeah, it's pretty good. But in the fish fam world, we'll stick with that. What's going on in Vicky's neck of the woods? Somebody, I don't know who. Is it me? Maybe went and picked up your brand spanking new
Fish tank?
120-gallon acrylic aquarium, and I have to tell you, it is polished like a freaking diamond. Loving it. Big shout out to Jason for putting it together. Local aquarium builder who I found out yesterday would ship all around the world. Turns out he's made way more tanks than I thought. Because I was like, hey man, I've got one of your other tanks. I managed to make a deal and get one of your other tanks. And he's like, oh, cool. Right on. I was like, okay, this doesn't seem like that big of a deal to him. I found out he's made over 1,400 tanks.
Oh.
So I was kind of like, oh, I guess it's not that rare. If it's one out of 1,400 and something. It's like I didn't find a diamond in the rough, you know what I mean? So but Vicky has her brand new aquarium. Is she excited for it?
Yes.
Yes, you are excited for it?
Yes.
Yeah?
Yes. I haven't actually physically looked at it in person yet, but
It's in my
I know it's in your truck. It's in the
guys.
dad truck. However, I haven't looked at it because then I'm going to want to scape it.
Oh. She gonna want to just start scaping?
And we're going to want to put a sump on it.
We have a sump.
Put a sump on it.
We have a sump, babe. Babe.
Well, yeah, but it's not on the tank. Currently.
Okay. It's not on
I'm
the...
going to want to set it up is what I'm saying.
Oh.
I'm going to want to set it up.
You gonna want to set it up? Are you
can't-
sure?
Yeah.
Okay.
And we can't do that right now.
So that's why you don't want to look at it?
Can't be distracted by the tank.
No?
Nope.
Why not?
Because we have electrical to do so that we can get insulation put in our house so that I'm not all round and pregnant and it's 90 degrees in the house. I'm already, it's not even, it's like 50 degrees at night and I'm already hot.
Speaking of the insulation thing, as you guys know, we talked about on Real Fish Talk about getting some insulation put in. And some people said, hey, man, you're getting way too many people to come out and bid. Right? Because I said, hey, look into getting 5 bids. Get 5 bids set up. Mm-hmm. Right? Mm-hmm. Which we followed that, and only 4 of them got back. Right?
No,
so,
we originally only scheduled 4.
Well, I was saying I think you contacted one, and then they never came back.
No, that was the roofer guy. I contacted 2 separate roofing companies.
Okay, well, maybe whatever. But I'm saying that you contacted 5. 1 didn't get back to you. So anyhow, let's get into the part of the story that you do remember. And that's... We'll move your camera a little bit. Oh, I moved it the wrong way. There we go. Oh, I had to go manual and move it. Vikitoria's mic is too low. Okay.
I have to eat the mic, I think.
You have to eat the mic?
I'm eating the mic. Is that better? Is that better now?
I don't know. What does it say?
I don't know.
What does it say on the...
I can't see. I don't know.
Okay. You gotta keep talking. So the first one showed up on time.
First one showed up on time. Right on time.
Okay.
Took his time getting the measurements, went out to his car, printed a fancy estimate sheet, and was done.
Right.
Pretty thorough. Warned me about some things that he was going to put on the estimate, so just in case I had questions. And yeah, pretty super profesh. But that was also the largest bid that we received for the job.
Okay. So by far that was like number 2 or was like 2 times higher, right?
Right.
I think that one
Yeah,
was
they
at
were.
like $5,000 or something.
They were. Oh, for both the attic and the crawl space. So
Right.
I think it came out to like. Let me think. I think it was like just over $1,500 for just the attic space.
Right.
Is that right?
So
Or was it
right, just
25?
total amount was twice as much as everybody else
Oh,
when I
yeah.
looked at them. Okay.
Yep.
So first bid, super professional, showed up on time, did a good bid, totally cool. Twice as expensive as everybody else. Okay, cool. So we like that guy. We like what they did. Super expensive. Got it. Second person,
Didn't show up until way late. He was like 4 hours late.
4 hours late to the appointment, which is a problem, right?
Right.
Initially, if you can't show up for the bid on time, are you going to show up for the job on time?
I don't know.
It's possible.
I don't know. And then when he showed up, he had a toddler with him.
Right. When he showed up, he had somebody's child. It might have been his child, but I don't know. A very small child with him to come to a house and do a bid,
Yeah.
which, understandably, not that big of a concern. That was the guy who had the emergency, right?
Yep. Family emergency.
So-
Somebody went to the hospital.
Somebody
is
went to
what-
the hospital, family emergency, totally understand it. Not a big deal, but it is a little bit weird. Throwing some curveballs out there, showing up late, you know. But overall, definitely nice guy. Came in at the, third most expensive? So not the
Yep.
cheapest, but the third most expensive. Next guy,
Pretty professional.
pretty professional, showed up on time,
Super thorough.
super thorough. Third most expensive guy.
Second most expensive.
Second most expensive guy. Okay, but he showed up on time, all that kind of stuff. Super thorough, got a good vibe, all good, right? Fourth guy, scheduled while the guy was in California, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, so the...
So they scheduled a bid while their bidder was in California.
Or they
or
scheduled the bid, and then the estimate guy went to California or something. They forgot we were scheduled, basically.
Right.
And then the owner had to come off another job site to come do the bid.
So late,
Late.
scheduled us when the guy's not in town. Owner came out. They were the cheapest ones?
Yes.
Cheapest ones probably because they're a bit of a disaster or something. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't
Maybe.
know. Family-owned business.
Maybe.
Families are always a disaster.
Here's the thing. 1, 2, 3, 4 out of the 4 that actually showed and responded and did what they were supposed to do. We had a guy that was late. We had an emergency. We had somebody that scheduled the wrong time. We had a super expensive one, and then we had a reasonable one. So we've settled on the reasonable one, right? And but some people out there, I definitely got a lot of criticism from people that are like, dude, you have too many people coming out to do bids. But here's the thing, like bidding jobs in the construction industry, that is a part of the job. Period. Okay? Like coming out and doing a proper bid and a proper estimate and showing up on time for it, that is part of the construction job. And, you know, there are a lot of people out there that don't necessarily consider it to be part of the job. They think it's just like a, hey, we'll come out and do it complimentary and, you know, well, blah, 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 this and that. But you kind of get what you get when that kind of stuff is going on, you know. So, you know, I fully am of the school that doing the bid and the estimate and stuff is almost as important as doing the job correctly. Because if you estimate and go, okay, this job's going to be $2,800, and then all of a sudden halfway through the job you realize, oh, this actually is going to cost $4,500, and so what are you going to do with that? Are you going to do a poor job, right? Or are you going to come back to the owner and be like, oh, it's way more than we thought, so now you owe us more money, or it's only halfway done or whatnot? I've seen all sorts of iterations of that kind of stuff. So,
Yeah.
you know, that's why I bid a lot of people to come out if they're going to come out and do the job. It's the same thing with the electrical. When we, as you guys know, I don't replace service panels. That's not something I do. I don't do stuff that comes off of the pole. Basically, I don't mess with those wires. So we had some people come out to bid that, and it was the same thing. One guy just like completely forgot, and then at that point it's like, oh, it's my job to call him like the next day and be like, dude, what's up? Didn't come. And he's like, oh, well, I can come out now. Well, no, you can't. Just was calling to make sure you didn't die or something, And then one guy was like 4 times as expensive, and then another guy was kind of weird, and it's like, And then one guy was really good, and you're like, yep, there's the dude. That's the guy I want. And so it's important to get those bids if you are getting stuff done. But that's something that's going on with us here in our neck of the woods. But let's get back to the new 120-gallon tank. What's it like? Do you even know? Yeah, she hasn't even seen it yet. I've got it in my truck, and she's like, it's gonna freak her out because she wants to start scaping it. That's your stance right now.
Well, yeah.
You want to set it. You basically want to set it up if you see it.
Right.
Okay, so that's why you're avoiding it.
Right.
Right. What's going to be going into this tank?
We're notorious for being like having 5 projects going, and then something new comes into the picture, and we're like, oh, it's the new exciting project, and yeah, it's squirrel.
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it?
We're notorious for that.
We have a lot of plates spinning, you guys.
Yes.
We've got a lot of plates spinning all the time. And
yes.
Vicky, she's got a baby in there. Yeah. So that's another plate that's spinning. Let's see here. Some charge to do a bid from Fish Girl in Connecticut. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people do charge to do bids now, and I do believe that that is 100%. Like, you can do that if you like, and I'm not offended by it. If somebody says, "Hey, we charge $75, $50, $40, whatever it is,"
mm-hmm.
I'm not offended if somebody says that. I don't think that bidding should be free.
Right.
The guys working and stuff. Typically, people that charge a little bit, they'll normally take it off of, like, if you book the job with them, they'll just take it right off of there. If it was like $100 for the bid, they'll just
right.
take it off of
and
the
don't
job.
charge for the bid and then show up late.
Right, because I would just tell you to go away.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not paying you for this if you show up late. I don't mind people charging for bids. I think it definitely does take it takes time out of the day. Somebody's got to drive over. It does take gas, insurance, all that kind of stuff. So I don't mind that. It's not that big of a deal. Typically, you only see charge for bids, though, on commercial jobs. Is normally when you see that. It's pretty rare that people are like, "Hey, residential guy, I'm gonna charge you $100 to come out and do the bid on what would generally be considered a pretty small job." Typically, they would charge for a bid if it's like a commercial gig. Like, oh, we're gonna build you a restaurant or something. Just Bob says, I'm not in the business, but my uncle hated projects where people would keep coming back with the lowest bid and try to have the companies outbid each other. Yes, I'm not a fan of that. I'm a fan of give me your bid, and I'm going to pick who I feel like is the best qualified to do that.
I don't use a bid to, like, it's not just looking at price. Although I feel like how they price their work is a good indicator of, lack of a better way of putting it, quality. Because I feel like, well, okay, so here's the deal. So in my experience, people that that have a business, that own a business and work at their business, people who are inexperienced will typically underprice themselves. So they haven't been doing it long enough to really know what their value is. And so I feel like individuals that go super low are probably not as experienced as some of the other ones. Like our lowest bid came in less than half of what the other the top 2 came in at, who were from larger name companies. So I'm not comfortable going with the lowest bid. And then the opposite is true. Sometimes people who have been in the industry for a long period of time feel like they are entitled to charging more. With that, if they can show proof that there are reasons for charging more, that they're providing either a better quality product, or they're going above and beyond in their service, and that's apparent that they should be charging more, then that's great. But if you just come in and your bid is twice as expensive as anybody else's, and it's not any different than what anybody else is offering, then I don't feel like the highest bid deserves the work either. And then the bids is also a way to judge what their work ethic is, or the quality of their professionals.
Right.
So if they send out their accountant to come do a bid, that's a problem. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
it's kind of one of those
not
things,
just a
like,
process for price.
The reason I say to try and get 5 bids is because you can basically take the crazy high price one, throw that out, take the crazy low price one and throw that out, and then kind of pick from the middle 3, where you're like, oh, this seems like the most professional. They showed up on time. This seems reasonable. The itemized things are here. All that kind of stuff.
Exactly.
That's what you guys. That's what you all are going to be looking for. I had recently somebody was advising that doing insulation on your house is it's a big deal. You're going to rot the house if you don't do it properly and stuff like that. And yes, that is the case. If things aren't done properly, you will have a big problem. One of the big reasons for that is you got to make sure that you're doing ventilation. Our house requires 4 new vents in the crawl space, the underneath area. Once we add insulation there, it's going to need to have a good amount of airflow going underneath there. And then our attic, the roof in our attic, is going to require 5 new vents.
4 to 5.
What was it? 4 in the front and 1 in the back?
3 in the front, 2 in the back.
2 in the back. So a total of 6, because it has 1 right now for whatever reason. So it's gonna have, for our roof space and everything, we're gonna need 6 vents up there, and then all the insulation will go in after that.
Let me bump the mic. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, bump the mic. Getting hot on the mic. People with their headphones on are freaking out. So that's just kind of a little insight to the stuff that we got going on. Maybe it'll share some ideas for you guys if you do have some stuff coming up. Just a little personal experience. Most people out there think that I don't like fireworks. To get back to the 4th of July stuff, I like fireworks. I think fireworks are super awesome.
They're super fun.
do not enjoy the side effects.
Yeah.
Of fireworks.
I love fireworks.
I think fireworks are rad. I think they're super cool. I really do. And but I do not enjoy the side effects of fires, injuries, and undue dog stress. I mean, Mr. Chips does not seem to. If he's inside, he doesn't care about fireworks. If he's outside, he tries to go attack them. He starts barking and running at whatever it was, whichever direction it was. Like, oh, what is that? I'm gonna get it. I'm gonna get it. Which is a little bit. It is a little bit of a stressor for him. But if you guys were around Biddy Brown when she's having the panic attacks and stuff, it really is heartbreaking. And we do have a constant reminder of what can happen to your house when we drive up the street of a house that burned down locally. So we do have a constant reminder that we drive by on a regular basis that is like, hey, be careful, your house might burn down. So it's more just the side effects than anything else. I love fireworks. I think they're awesome, and I love a good display and stuff like that, but the side effects are kind of what sucks.
Yeah.
But let's pop into the chat here. Christina DeVellis says, so true, the garbage bags at my work, state hospital, rip when I go to empty them, and I know they bought from the lowest bidder. I fully understand that problem. As a guy who used to run restaurants. I worked for an owner. Let's call him Robot Pants.
Robot.
McMustache Face.
Okay.
Okay. Robot Pants McMustache Face was a world-renowned cheapskate, and he decided to drop all of our can liners, which if you know what can liners are, they're trash bags. They're commonly referred to as can liners because they don't have handles on them like a trash bag would. And then they go specific gallon by gallon by gallon, right? Well, Robot Pants McMustache Face decided to get super cheapster, and he kind of went behind my back in the ordering, right? And informed our Cisco rep that we would only ever be getting the 2 mil bags, which if you know how thin the 2 mil bags are, it's like,
I don't know anybody.
I don't know if it was a condom, you wouldn't trust it. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know anybody that likes a cheap garbage bag.
Right. And it's like, so, you know, my guy Atenahanos is working the dish pit, right? And if you know anything about the dish pit with the dishwasher back there, it's like wet, sloppy food garbage, and it's going into a 55-gallon garbage can, right? Of which you don't really pay that much attention to because there's a table over it with a hole. So most of it's just going through the hole into the garbage can that sits underneath it, right? And if you guys have ever tried to pick up a 55-gallon aquarium that was full, it gives you an idea of just how much that thing weighs. So, you know, but then you just go to take the bag out and just the top just immediately rips off. And so then I've got a guy who, Atenahanos is an awesome dude, super hard worker, very funny guy, super funny. And to just kind of paint the picture a little bit, he had the jet black Guatemalan hair, and you know, they have less than favorable dental situations down South America. So he had the bright gold grill. He had the bright gold grill, like his teeth were all gold. So and it happened to be kind of dark, and so he came up out of the dark, and then you can see him smile, and it's like I can see the reflection of his gold teeth. I'm like, what's going on over here? And he's holding up the bag like this, like a donut, and he's sticking his head through it, and he's like, okay, there's no need for words here. The bag is just stuck in this garbage can. And needless to say, we had to teach the owner a lesson by throwing away all of the 55-gallon garbage cans. So I went and bought new bags the next day. But it was pretty funny because we threw away the garbage cans, and it was like, yeah, good luck. You get them out of there, Mr. Cheap Man. You know. So then we had like 2 cases of these bags that like no one would ever use for anything ever. Like you wouldn't even like hang them over your windows when you were painting. You know what I mean? To like keep paint off of your windows. It was ridiculous. So, it was pretty funny. I don't know if it was a good story. I don't know. Who knows? Dave B says it was definitely Garden Vlog 7. What was that?
Oh.
What was Garden Vlog 7?
Telling me it wasn't Garden Vlog 6. It was Garden Vlog 7.
Was it Garden Vlog 7? I think it was Garden Vlog 7. I'm not.
You guys know better than I do.
No, I mean I already got it wrong on like number 3 or something like that. 3 or 4. I got it wrong in the video, and then I had to like cover it up when I was like 4, or 3, but it was actually number 4. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not that bright. I try to write things down, but it's a disaster in here, guys. Too Real for YouTube says, I simply tell people you get what you pay for. My price is in the middle, but you're going to receive quality work, and I only use premium products. I own a painting company, by the way. Yeah. I've done a lot of house paint in my day, and that's pretty much the same thing I tell people. I'm like, hey, man, I'm in the middle, and if you like me, cool. If you don't, that's cool, too. I'm happy to go out and do bids and stuff. I don't mind it. I just think it's just part of the work. You know, it's part of the work that you have to do. And, you know, I know a lot of guys that really hate going out to do the bids, but I even feel that, like, doing the bids is, like, easier work than doing the work. You know what I mean? Like, it's not that stressful. You get to talk to people and, like, go around and measure everything. And then, oh, hey, man, it depends on what kind of product we're going to, you know, you get to talk with them, like, what they're looking for and that kind of stuff. So I don't think it's that bad. as far as it goes, but it definitely is part of the work. Speaking of work, maybe you've got some fish tank work that you got to do this week. Today would be the day to order your products. Dan Squires just posted in the chat the link that will send you over to Aquarium Co-op. That guy's having Fireworks 15% off everything in the store, which I think is a perfect opportunity to get some stuff that doesn't go on sale. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Some of that stuff doesn't go on sale. Are you bored? This show is boring to you, isn't it?
I can't see the chat, so I don't know what's going on. I'm just over here.
Oh, well, open it up on your phone,
and I'm
babe.
not, well, hang on,
You
because...
just have to get ready and, like, pause it real quick before the audio will go back in.
Well, I was thinking this would be a cool place to put the chat up over here.
That would, but that computer's not plugged in right now because we're redoing the electrical. That's actually the whole reason for moving that over there.
Whoa.
It's going to be awesome.
Whoa.
Bro. It's going to be awesome, bro.
Do you even know?
Do you even know? Bro?
Do you...
Bro, do you even bro?
Whoa, bro.
Are you Brodignian, bro?
Brodignian.
But I do have to admit, I am really excited about the 120 coming in. That's going to be a ton of fun.
That is going to be fun. I'm actually really looking forward to it. We're getting new lights.
Oh, yeah.
New rocks.
The fun thing about
Same sand. We're using the same sand.
We're using the same sand, most of the same rocks and stuff. We're just going to full on, we're going to be able to take the time to scape them. We'll be able to take them out, cut them up, put them in, and put them exactly where we want them to go. Whereas before we didn't have enough time to do that. Well, we won't need to cycle the tank because we'll be moving the reef from a fully cycled system.
Okay.
Yeah. Which is cool.
Do I get to buy more livestock for the saltwater tank then? I mean, probably not fish. I want a clam.
We'll be able to be getting a clam.
I want a clam.
We're getting to that point where we'll be able to keep a clam and stuff. But a couple of the fish are going to get rehomed, and then we're going to stick with the firefish, the gobies, and
Klaus.
Blennies. Phew, man. Talk about a brain fart right there. But we'll be mostly blennies, gobies, and the firefish. That'll be most of the stocking that's going in there. We do have some new lights coming in, which, believe it or not, you guys, Fuval has agreed on a handshake deal to sponsor the lights for the reef.
Woot woot.
Which I think I'm pretty excited for it to have all the lights matching on there and stuff. So that was one of the big things that happened when we went to Germany. So a lot of legwork and all that kind of. I probably could have just bought the lights myself, but kind of cool. They're going to be sponsoring the lights, and we'll see how well those lights work. If there may or may not be a situation where Kessel might be throwing down. They might be throwing down against Fluval on the roof lights, or on the reef lights. Roof lights? Reef lights. Reef on the brain. They might be throwing down against the Fluvals, but we'll see. If that does happen, then I'm going to rehome the lights from the reef at some point. So that's an agreement that I've made, and I have no qualms letting you guys know about that. But I definitely am pretty excited about those Fuval lights. I do have one of the tiny marine lights that I'm utilizing right now as sort of a supplemental light on the reef, just to see how well it works, kind of work through some of the light settings and stuff like that, because the Fluval app actually is really cool. It does work great, and it's the same as the one. I have one of the planted, the 3.0, like the new one. Most of them I have are the 2.0s. I do have one of the new ones, and I've been playing with the app on there a little bit for the plants and whatnot, and I am learning a little bit, but it is sort of tedious progress with just one of them on the tank, so I'm definitely working on it. Just Bob says Kessels are gorgeous, but worth an arm and a leg. Yes, I don't know if they're worth an arm and a leg, but they cost an arm and a leg. That is for sure. That has almost always been my issue with the Kessels, is that they do work, but Look at it this way. I would much rather drive around a Lexus than a freaking Maserati. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? You don't know what I mean?
No.
You don't know what I mean? Okay.
No, I don't.
Just to get your oil changed on a Maserati costs like $2 or $3 or $4 grand.
That's true.
Right. So, and not to mention
durable and practical.
It's impractical and not durable. Like a Lexus is the fancy Toyota. You know what I mean? Do I think that Fluval's a fancy Toyota? Yeah, and I think that's a compliment. You know what I mean? Like you're going to get years and years and years of use out of them. They're badass and they work great. Are they a Lamborghini? Do they go 0 to 60 in whatever negative seconds or something? I don't know. No, not necessarily. But I think for the amount of money, like even the big 48-inch ones are only $180. And you know, like one of those 48-inch ones are on the. There's just one of those on the 150. You know. Mm-hmm. So I don't think that's too much. Even if I was going to go T5s on that 150, it still would have cost $180 because the light fixture for like a 4-bulb fixture would have been like $129. I might have been able to get it on sale for $100, but then each bulb is like $15, and then I'd be replacing them all the time. So it would, you know, it's kind of one of those things that a lot of people have been bringing up T5 like it's the return of. It's like the return of the prophet or something like that. You know what I mean? Like, oh my God, God is here. It's a T5. But, you know, realistically, it's old technology. It costs a lot to operate, and it still costs a lot to purchase. Even if I bought like some T5 fixtures from like Home Depot or something that were kind of janky, they wouldn't be weather sealed and they wouldn't work that well in the high humidity over time. I found that a bunch of times with those cheaper light fixtures is that they do accumulate a lot of moisture in them, and you know, the stators will burn out, the ballasts will burn out and have problems, and you know, you just end up replacing quite a bit. You know, you replace the bulbs, you end up replacing parts, and all that kind of stuff definitely adds up. But with the Fluval lights, you just don't encounter that. You kind of just turn it on, set it, and let it rock, right? Which
Sure.
the Kessels probably do that too. But even like the smallest Kessel out there is like $300.
Is it?
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
So, and they definitely wouldn't cover the whole tank. So even if I got one of the small Kessels, right, and then put it over the 150, it'd be like a spotlight shining straight down the middle.
Yeah.
And I would probably have to get 3 or 4 of them, which is like $1,200, and that's nuts to me. It's just really crazy to me. I would much rather, like, let's say I had $1,200 budget. I would much rather buy a Fluval light, put it on there, be like, maybe I need one more, or maybe I just want one more, right? So then I'd spend the other $200, so it'd be total out of pocket about $400 after tax and shipping and all that stuff. And then I'd have $800 left to throw a big old barbecue for everybody to come over, and then help them dig the pond hole.
Right.
Because I have been helping Corey dig his pond hole, and I think I'm gonna die. I don't know, man. I didn't properly stretch or something yesterday. I'm not 100% sure. Maybe I was like dehydrated or whatever, but like I'm dying today.
At least you didn't damage yourself getting out of bed wrong.
Well, I do that every day. I'm like, I try to get out of bed, and I'm like,
I can't
the earth's
turn
fighting me.
I can't turn my head all the way this way because I got out of bed wrong and a muscle cramped, and I just can't turn my head that
She's
far
been the
either
hurting.
way.
She's been the hurting crew today.
Yeah.
You can't turn left, right?
Correct.
You're not an ambi turner.
I can't even line it up with my shoulder. Just massive muscle cramp in my neck this morning. It was ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anybody out there, masseuse, because I could really use this. It's not out of my neck. Would be good.
I'll karate chop it for you, I guess, maybe. I don't know. I got that crystal ball over there.
Tazawa says he'll come help dig the pond.
It's a free workout.
Tazawa Tanks.
That's a CrossFit. It's a CrossFit thing. If Tozawa comes up, he has to bring his wife so we can take him and his wife out to dinner.
Yeah. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I searched on the internet, by the way, and there are no Burmese restaurants in all of Washington State. And I am not the only one that has been to Super Burma and is now looking for Burmese food in Washington.
There has to be one. There's no way that that's right.
There's not. I mean, there were people posting about it on Yelp and other sites looking for a Burmese restaurant in Washington, and there's not one.
I'll get to the bottom of this. I'll get Grunther on it.
We'd have to, yeah.
I'll get
we'll
Grunther
find
to
out.
find it out. He loves food. He loves all of the food.
I know.
So
well, I love all of the food too. All of the food.
Yeah, but he dedicates his time.
That's true.
You know, he dedicates a lot of time to understanding his adoration for food, right?
Speaking of food, I am hungry. I think we're going to have to make some salads and stuff for lunch today. We got that lettuce that needs to be plucked from the garden, and we got that tasty cheese and stuff. Should be good.
I don't know. What's Stephen Law saying? Are you bored? You look at shouldn't chat in a woman. I would. What? I don't know. Either way, hopefully Tozawa comes up here. Hopefully Zenzo comes up, brings his wife.
He says it's a deal. He'll bring his wife.
Nice.
That'd be awesome.
I like that.
Super awesome.
Catfish Cage saying, I remember upgrading my first hood from incandescence to fluorescence for $15.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that is a possibility. You can definitely get some of those cheap fluorescent upgrades, right? If you have the hood and stuff like that. But I feel like, I don't know. I mean, it's definitely something you could do. I've definitely got out of having hoods, though. I don't really have the hoods on my tanks anymore and stuff like that. I'd like the top.
I liked the way they look.
Right.
I like the way they look on a tank
until you got to get in there.
Because it looks super clean. Well, and yeah, until you have to get in there. But then also, like, remember my first little fish tank? I had the mold.
Right.
The mold was awful.
Yeah, start to accumulate a lot of moisture.
The mold was bad.
The moisture.
So, I do like the way they look, though. They look pretty polished, but I don't know.
Oh, Bentley Pascal has some of the, what are they called? I forgot now. Oh, I forgot what they're called, but he's getting rid of them for the fluvals.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to run, because they're gonna fully light the tank. It's gonna be pretty intense. How many fluvals we're gonna put on there, but I think altogether we're gonna put 4 fixtures on there on the tank.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
On the 120?
4 of the long ones. Mm-hmm. Because they're all fully programmable, fully dimmable, all that stuff. So we want that widespread of light. We want intensity. We want the intensity of light where we want the intensity of light. We want the ability to modularly do the lighting exactly the way that we want. So that's going to be really important moving forward with the reef. As we get more corals and we get more stuff, as you know, with like the Goniopora that we had, we just weren't not getting the right light into it. I think that was the main thing because
that kind of broke my heart a little bit.
Yeah, I mean it was a wild Goniopora that somebody had harvested, so the chances are always kind of low. The chances are always kind of low with a wild caught coral like that, a wild harvested coral and then brought in and sold from a store. The chances are always low, and I don't think we increased our chances, even though I did move it to different locations. I was double checking the dosing and stuff like that to make sure that everything was legit. So the water quality was right, but the downside is that we just weren't getting, I don't think we were getting the right light to it. And the lights that we have now, you can't really adjust that much except for physically. You know, you can physically move them around, and there's a dial on them that you can kind of dial them up and down, but the drivers in that light are pretty much, I'm not saying that they're on or off, but it's not really as adjustable as you would think, you know, because when you look at it, it seems like it's really fluid with this adjustability, but if you put a par meter on those ones, you start to find out like, oh, if I turn it down, it's at 10. If I go all the way to full, it's at 300 or something. You know what I mean? It's kind of weird how it makes these like strange jumps in the actual par that's coming out of it. It looks fluid when you watch it with your eyes, but that's not really what it's doing. Uh-oh.
We got a super chat from Gone Mad.
We got a super chat from Gone Mad. Do you want to read it out loud?
It says, "Hi, Vicky." And I say, thank you, sir. Hello.
Preach, bruh.
Yes. Little
Well, we
fist
are
bump.
having a little bit of a fun 4th of July here. I didn't want to skip the show today, even though I hadn't prepped any video or any kind of stuff like that for the show today because mainly we were working on the electrical and stuff. Since my lovely spouse is here, we're working together. We're replacing the fan in the bathroom, putting in a new fan, and some new lights in the hallway and stuff like that. So
Super powered fan in the bathroom.
super powered fart fan to just blast off when if somebody's got to go in there.
And a quieter fan.
If someone's got to go in there and bust a strong deuce, maybe. Is that a good way to put it? Hardcore deuce, right? Somebody's in there pooping.
And somebody
It was
go in
pooping.
there and drop a gerbil.
Somebody, yeah, drop a Gerald. Thanks, man. That's cold-blooded. That's cold-blooded, woman. Yeah, so you'll be able to evacuate the air from the premises, or yeah. If there's a hot funk a rolling, turn on the old fart fan.
Yeah.
Yeah. We have a really, really, really old fan that's like,
Yeah.
you know, and it's kind of a disaster, and it doesn't really move air all that well. It's just making noise, basically. So we're taking that one out, and we're gonna put him in a brand new one, moving 130 CFM, right? What does that CFM stand for?
Was it 130 or 110?
I think it was 130
What is CFM? Cubic
feet.
Cubic feet for. So like, is that that's the same way they measure water, right?
Can't answer that one. I don't know.
Because
I
I'm
think-
pretty sure, like with river rafting.
Oh, it's cubic feet a minute. Yeah. With the flow, I think. Yeah,
Oh, okay.
I think that's right. Because I mean,
Interesting.
water's measured psi. You know, if it's coming out of a pipe.
PSI, pounds per square inch.
Mm-hmm.
Like the air in a tire too.
Like the air in a tire. Yeah.
Oh,
And
okay.
then,
So pressure and flow. Got it.
And then as far as like metering, like for your house, that's in cubic yards, I think, right? Or whatever it is. What's the measurement for that one?
For water.
Yeah.
I thought it was gallons per minute.
No. We'll have to look that up.
I know
Somebody will
that's how
have
they
the
measure it
answer
on
in
a
the
shower
chat. I
head.
forget. It's a large volume of water, like in each one of those you pay for.
Yeah.
CJ Black says the deuce calls for a courtesy flush.
Courtesy flush always happens. I even have matches in the bathroom.
Yeah, good
He
call.
doesn't believe that matches work though. I think they do.
It just smells like burnt poop in there after that.
I don't get it. The sulfur.
It smells like the sulfur mines at Yellowstone.
Well, but yeah, it smells like sulfur because of the match, but it's not burnt poop.
It smells like
I don't think it
at the
smells like
sulfur
burnt poop.
mines in Yellowstone.
Right.
Smells like egg farts out here. Dan Squire says my old dog is practically a fart power station. Pretty good. Digging it. Rory's here. Hello. Happy 4th. What does one do on a day like this? I would recommend do some water changes. If you're into aquascaping like I am,
Eat copious amounts of barbecue.
I would 100% take the time to aquascape with a new plant if you get an opportunity to do that, which I have the goods. I just don't have the time, you guys. That will have to wait until Friday. Friday will be an aquascaping video and stuff like that. As I mentioned on Monday, I've got 5, count them, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 brand new plants to the fish room, and I cannot wait to give you guys an introduction to those. You know, I'm going to need some help from you guys. There's 100 of you in here. Can I get a witness? 100 of you in here. Pick one of my videos that you like, whether it's a short one, whether it's a garden video, whether it's an aquascaping video, whether it's a live stream or something like that. Pick one that you like. Today's the 4th of July. You do have an extra couple minutes. And share it out. Grab one of those, share it out. I really need you guys' help. I talked about it on the Real Fish Talk yesterday a little bit. And I did mention on, and it's not that I mentioned, but I was talking quite a bit with the moderators about it. That so last month I uploaded 26 videos. It's just almost a video every single day, right? Which means a lot of people out there are saying that I upload too much content and that I should really, really, really just stop putting out so much content. And that's the big problem. The big problem is, man, you just make too much stuff. Now, here's the thing for me. I don't want to do that. I want to keep making lots of stuff. Right? So, if you guys could help share that kind of stuff out. But after the 26 videos that I uploaded last month, they were only shared 181 times. Which is not that great. Out of, so how many likes was there last month, babe?
That I don't know.
It was like 8,600 likes. So 8,600 likes versus 181 shares. Right? So I need your guys' help to help share it out there, and hopefully we can grow our audience a little bit. I love you guys. I love being here in our intimate corner of the internet, but at some point in time we will have to grow and become a larger group. We just have to. Otherwise, YouTube will continue to rule the world. Or Amazon will continue. Levi's? I don't know. Whoever it is will just continue to rule the world, and we just need that help. We just need that help to do that. If you like the channel, there's 100 of you here. If you guys if everyone, the 100 people here shared a video today, and shared a video on Friday, and shared a video on next Wednesday, that would be a third more than was completely shared last month. Over the whole 30 days. How many days are in June?
31. Oh, 30. 30 in June, 31 in July.
Oh, we've got an extra day this month. So if anybody out there could feel like, hey, I've got an extra 13 seconds, I want to share this out, throw it up on Spacebooks, throw it up on the Twitter sphere, throw it up on the Instagrambles, on what else? MySpace. Go back in time and put it up on MySpace and all that kind of stuff. So very much appreciate it.
Email it out at work. Just
that?
copy a link and send it out at work.
Send it out at work?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. I guess do that too.
Be like, hey, man, check this out. Somebody wants to know, is it better to share a newer video or an older video? Does it affect the...
I would say anything that's over like 4 years old is just not that great. It's just, honestly, some of the content on my channel that's been around for a long time is just not that fantastic. So, but if it's something that you really like, then you really like it, I'd share it. You know what I mean? So if you genuinely enjoy it, it's like, hey, there's more people out there that would genuinely enjoy it too. So if it's just really something that if you like, you know what I mean? If it's just something that's just like, dude, this really stands out to me as something that I liked, I'm going to share it out with some people. And, it's just a reality of the thing is that, so it's summertime. There's a lot of people out there that are out on a boat right now. They ain't got time. There's a lot of people out there on the mountain or whatever. You know what I mean? It's just a lot of people out there doing a bunch of stuff. And so we do have to kind of grow a little bit because a lot of people are just out on vacation and things like that. So our typical groups of people that aren't around, it's like there's only 100 people here today. Normally there's 200 to 300 people. So maybe they all got tired of my rambling. I don't know. But either way, we should definitely bring some other people in and then be able to at least so that YouTube would be able to recognize so that YouTube would at least recognize the robots that are there would just go like, oh, dude, cool. There's more people headed this way. Awesome. And just give us some respect, We need that respect, babe.
Respect?
Do we need respect? I don't know. But I do have something to
Robots.
announce to you guys that may or may not affect anybody around. So let's drop this bombshell on some people. Bombshell.
I don't even know what this is.
May or may not be taking a job. Proper job. Might be ending up taking a proper job. Now, the upside to this is no threat. This is no accusation. This is no... what's the word? It's not bad for you guys. Because it will be a proper job that I work at. I'm going to dedicate one whole day a week to working at a proper gig, which may or may not stabilize some of the income around here. And then maybe you guys will have to hear me talk about Patreon or sharing or caring or any of that kind of stuff. Definitely hear less often from me. But I do want to give mad props to everybody who's been contributing on the Patreon. It's just I got some bills to pay, you guys. And so the weird thing is that, you know, if I take this gig, right, it's just some extra money in for projects and stuff like that. So it's just pretty much like going to take that gig. The only thing it's going to be taken away from is probably some of the produced videos, because that day of the week is a day that I edit a lot. That's definitely a day that I dedicate to just full on, just editing whatever I can, compiling, compiling the videos and just trying to put stuff together. And I kind of pushed it really threadbare with some of the editing a while back, and now so my thinking is that I'm probably gonna have to dial back some of the produced stuff, just because that day is the day that I normally like kind of dedicate to getting a lot of that stuff done. Now, to be honest with you, if people like Dave B and Gone Mad just keep super chatting like crazy, then maybe I won't have to take that gig. But I would like to take the gig because it's work that I would like to do. People are asking what it is. It's essentially, I would be a maintenance man, pretty much. I would just be doing all the maintenance stuff that needs doing, that needs a skilled person to step in and do maintenance type stuff. You know, like, hey, what's up with this gutter? I don't know how to fix it. And I'd be like, you know, I got the tools for that. I'll be right back. And then it's fixed in like 20 minutes. Or like, what's up with these outlets? They keep shooting sparks out of them. It's like, okay, I'll be back and it shall be repaired. And all that kind of stuff that I know how to do. So it would be a gig like that that is definitely right up my alley and would fit right in. And it definitely wouldn't be boring because I'd be doing it one day a week. So it'd be essentially me working like a 12-hour day, one day a week, So it's like kind of a really long day, but it definitely might help out with all that kind of stuff, like buying new lenses, buying new SD cards, all that kind of crazy stuff that comes up. The Patreon has allowed us to get to this point. And do I hope that the Patreon continues to grow? Sure. But I'm thinking, what can I do to what can I do to just push forward and get more income coming in? Because I just haven't gotten the sponsorship from any of the companies out there that we've been working with. So we shall see. And, it's also one of those things that, like, it's kind of odd to just hope for, like, what's the word I'm looking for? To just hope that, like, Fluval would come through and like kick some money in or something like that. It's just like just waiting for that feels very like, oh, I'm just gonna hope that something happens. You know what I mean? And I find that if you just wait for something to happen, it doesn't necessarily do anything. So I'm just gonna get kind of proactive and then try to just try to get more income coming in so that I can start producing and stuff. Because there will come a day, especially like hanging around with Corey and Jimmy, it's like there will come a day at some point in time I am going to need help from somebody. And if I don't have enough money coming in order to do that, it's not going to be a great deal, because realistically, I almost look at it like I could go out and make a lot of money in a day and bring some kind of like editor on that could do a ton of that stuff, who could update my webpage, who could like reply to emails and that kind of stuff. That would be like a crazy benefit moving like way down the road. Obviously,
I'll quit my job and come work for you.
Well, it's only a 1 day a week gig, babe.
Oh.
But also at the same time, if I do get to the point where there's enough income coming in, then I would have Vicky here every single day. That's definitely my goal. My goal is that Vicky would be able to take some kind of job that she would enjoy more.
Or maybe I'll branch out and open my own business.
Oh yeah, maybe she would open her own business or something like that. If it wasn't for that lady right there, none of us would be here right now. London would be burning. You know what I mean? So, huge props to my gal. We're having a baby. It's probably baby Jesus, because it's like
we're baking a baby.
It's probably baby Jesus because it came from what do you call that? Like the Immaculate Conception. We've never done anything bad like that. Ridiculous. We got some super chats here. I got a address from Alvin Alejo. Says, Mrs. Fishes. Oh, and my family. Where are you, Alvin? What's the deal? Where did you go? Why are you missing your fishes? Where did your fishes go? Did they go somewhere?
Ouch.
I don't know. We got one from, I was trying to find if he said in the chat what he did, but maybe Vicky will find it. Kevin's Aquatic says, you always have great tips for all the fish people. Oh, thanks, man. We got a 555 super chat from Eric Gone Mad.
I saw that.
Is there an Amazon wish list for the bun in the oven yet? No, there will be an Amazon wish list, which will mostly be nipples, diapers, all that, salve. How do you say that? Salve?
Salve.
I don't know how to say that properly.
Yeah.
Moisturizer. There we go. That's probably better, right? Lipstick.
There's some stuff
balm.
that Mama needs too.
Right. But it's going to be mainly that kind of stuff. I honestly, I'm pretty clueless about like the baby stuff that's needed, that the really like the intricate things. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know which carousel thing works good. You know what I mean? Because I'm like, oh, I'll just go sing and dance around like a jack wagon, right? And then that's like as good as a carousel thing that makes noises. I don't know.
Yeah, the mobile.
Mobile. There you go.
I don't know if we'll be. I
Keep
don't know if
calling
we
it
need
a carousel
one.
like an idiot. What's that?
I don't know if we need one of those.
I'm just using that as an example. Like I'm like,
oh yeah.
That kind of weird stuff, like diapers, food,
Diapers for sure.
bottles, nipplage. Like I know all that stuff.
Diapers, bottles.
Nipplasia.
We're gonna try the cloth diapers and see how that works out, but we're still getting some disposables as backup.
We're gonna.
But
I
there's,
think
like-
one of the things is that there's a lot of compostable
Yeah.
disposables
the-
now,
I
which
think
might be just as good,
Yeah.
right?
I think there's a brand that I picked out. We are registered at Bye Bye Baby.
Bye bye, baby.
Bye Bye Baby.
Oh, we're registered there. We'll
For
get
some
to that
stuff, not
stuff.
a ton of
We'll get to
stuff.
that stuff later on. In the meantime, if you guys happen to want to get stuff from the Aquarium Co-op, that's on sale today. So he's got a big sale going on. I think the code is like fireworks 15 or something like that.
Yep.
But
Yep.
that's pretty cool. He said it's the biggest sale of the year. So whether that's verifiable from me or not, I don't know. But that's what he said. Fish Girl from Connecticut says, "Got to do what's best for your family, Joel. We will still be here." Oh, that's cool. You know, I'm gonna do my best to keep putting out the same amount of content. Like I said, if I take this gig, the big issue will be it will just be butting right into a lot of my editing time. So if there's a way that I can figure out how to manage my time with that, then hopefully it will stay the same. But it might knock into the edited videos. We got a super chat from Dave B. $74.18.
Mm-hmm.
That's today's date, right?
Yeah.
July 4th, 2018.
Word.
Happy 4th. Keep the content rolling. It's not even a question or anything.
Nope.
But it's
just a statement.
Bright violet purple, or whatever that color is supposed to be. I never know with this monitor, because this monitor right here, like, displays things a little bit weird. This isn't the good one that Vexing Cat sent.
What?
Or no, it's not Vexing Cat. It was
Cute. Wasn't it cute?
Cute Nix.
Cute Nix.
Yeah, Cute Nix sent that. Sorry, I get it confused because Cute Nix is his cat's name, and then Vexing Cat, you know. I'm not that bright. Sorry, guys. LG3 Nation with a $74.19 super chat.
Woot woot.
Going buck wild today. It looks like a super chat war is on.
It was the throwdown. Throwing down.
Aqua Freedom with a $4.99 super chat saying Tecompton. That's where I live. LG3 Nation's chat was, yeah, chicken.
That's right.
Digging those emojis, that's for sure. Thank you guys. That's wildly generous of you guys for sure.
And then we had another. Didn't we have another super chat after that?
What's that?
Aqua Freedom.
I said Aqua Freedom. Tecompton.
Oh.
I said Tecompton.
Tecompton.
Because we live in Tecompton. That's where we live. I don't know. It's less ghetto here than a lot of places in the world. I really like it here. People out there watering their lawn, doing cool stuff. Don't bother me nothing at all. Dan Squire says, is this baby food talk? Food or tank furts? I can't quite remember. Wait, baby food or tank furts? I can't quite remember. Yeah, if you guys are looking for aquarium fertilizers, go over to Aquarium Co-op. I've definitely been running that Easy Green for a while now, and I can't recommend it too much. I think it would definitely, if you aren't using any kind of fertilizer, walk your way into it pretty slowly, but it is kind of it's definitely the one I recommend to a lot of people because it's pretty awesome.
Are you looking far and away? He's having a moment.
I'm reading an email here.
He's having a moment.
You guys, I'm reading an email. It's a really big email. I got this face.
I don't know what is that face.
What is this face?
Is it like?
This is the De Niro needs a nap.
Oh.
Is it good?
I don't know.
No, it's not very good.
I don't know.
I'm sorry. I got a big email over here, so I figured I'd read it because you were going to talk to the fans, but you didn't.
What?
You just said I was a big, stupid, poopy face, which is weird because you don't normally talk like that. Lix Nibbles says, I know this is off topic of the baby, but do you use rock dust like azomite in your garden beds? Do you plan on making your own baby foods?
Oh, I would love to make my own baby foods. They actually have a kitchen gadget I really want that steams and purees and it does it all. And I would love to make my own baby foods. I have not used any rock powders, but I definitely have thought of doing it. Some of the best ways to get a good garden going and to keep a good garden going is the way that you supplement your soil, just like you would in a fish tank, supplement,
You
the
look
things
so tired right now.
I am tired.
All right.
Guys, let me just be honest and say that growing a baby, like
it's the easiest
your body,
thing ever. It's so easy, you guys.
It
it's
makes
so
you
easy.
super
you just
tired.
Get a baby in there and then
it makes
you're all
you super
done.
tired. The littlest things, just like housework and stuff like that, like it makes you tired. So running up and downstairs today and all of that stuff. I'm feeling pretty tired, but but it's just part of the deal. So, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, supplementing minerals and things like that, and doing stuff to your soil. I have a couple of great gardening books that talk about, just old school ways of how to tell what kind of soil you have and what your soil needs. And so I've got some great gardening books on that. And so I forget who shared the companion planting book, Carrots Love Tomatoes.
Carrots Love Tomatoes.
I think that's the name of the book, Carrots Love Tomatoes. I can't remember who sent that, but thank you so much, because it has been great to refer to as well. I have the 3 books, Carrots Love Tomatoes, the 2 books that I have been using, and I kind of cross-reference those, and it's been really good. It's been good. I think it's working well anyway. Our garden is going bananas. I honestly didn't expect as many of the plants to do as well as they have.
Mm-hmm.
I expected that we'd lose some plants, and we didn't lose any plants. We lost literally no plants in the garden this year. So got twice as much as I was hoping for, and some stuff that came up that I really had no hope for. And yeah, it's been crazy. We only lost 1 marigold. That's the only thing that didn't make it, was one
Vexing
marigold.
Cat sent the tomatoes.
Oh, Vexing Cat did. Oh, I love that book. Thank you so much.
Super awesome.
Yeah, super awesome. Easy to understand, easy to read. You can kind of thumb through and reference stuff. So it's awesome.
Great book.
Yeah, but there's definitely a couple of books that next garden video, if I remember, I'll grab them, because I can't remember the name of the books off the top of my head. But the couple of books that I've been using that I really like, I'll try and reference those so you guys have those too, because I just think they've been really great. The other thing that I would highly, highly recommend is doing a lot of composting, because you're going to want to close your garden down with some compost over the top at the end of the season, and cover your beds. Don't leave them to the elements.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, definitely don't leave them to the elements. That's for sure. Oh, here's the thing. I wanted to mention to you guys, speaking of books, and speaking of cool books, and speaking of some awesome swasome book, this book right here came up. Somebody, I don't know who, somebody got 5 more of them. It says there are 5 available on Amazon right now. 1 used, 1 new, 7 new, something. I don't know. It says there are 5 available that you can order right now. From Chris Lukup, who kind of the Shrimp King, you know what I mean? Shrimp King food and stuff like that. That's him. And this is one of the books from him, and I'm super excited to check out this book. I've flipped through it before. I would give it a gander if you can. If you're in the States, check it out. Go ahead and grab that. That is an awesome book that became available, and the thing decided to tell me, I don't know, the internet thing, whatever the internet thing is, it decided to tell me that it was available. There's also... So that's volume 3. That's the newest one. And then there's this one. That's volume 2 is actually available right now. I would check that out. If I were me, I would check that out. And so if I were you, I would for sure get a chance to get one. I have one right over there. I can't get it right now, but love those books. And the little notification thing decided to tell me that they had a couple back in stock. So that's always cool. And that's a helpful book for the fish keepers. If you're the book that Vicky is talking about, that it's Carrots Love Tomatoes. Carrots Love Tomatoes. I know I have it in my store, but yeah, here it is right here. This is the one we got right here. You guys can check this out if you get a chance. If that's something that you would like to take a look at, I'll throw that into the chat right here. So there's the links there to some current books. If you guys are looking into doing a little bit of research, learning about some other people's takes and stuff like that, I have noticed a comment that has popped up here that is pretty persistently popped up through the chat, and I don't mean to miss anybody's stuff, but Nathan Chang was asking, favorite additions to an above-ground 560-gallon pond. He's got 5 shabunkin right now. Looking for any suggestions. I would say that if you had the shabunkin in there, I would probably just up the colony. Personally, for me, I would most likely be growing some emergent plants in some aquaponic trays. I think these days the best thing.
Irises.
Nice. Nice. I would say these days, if you were a fish fan person with an above ground pond and you were going to do some aquaponic trays, the first thing I would consider would be to start growing your own Bucephalandra, otherwise commonly said Bucephalandra. That's what I would grow. I would grow that personally in the aquaponic trays up above the pond. Personally, the fish, I'm having a bit of a conundrum right now because I keep thinking about the fish that I want to put in to the pond that will be going in here. Now, the reason for that is that I've got some different styles of things that I want to do and may or may not work out to do some collaboration with some local people in order to, like, whatever I'm growing or whatever I'm breeding there, to be able to sell them off locally. That has got me thinking. But one of the things that I've definitely enjoyed recently of an above ground pond is, Corey and Jimmy, they actually have the rice fish, those little rice fish that are not that common in the States. They can overwinter out there in an above ground, even fully frozen. They did not care. And they've been breeding like crazy and doing really well. That is a fish that I would consider to put in an above ground pond. But then, there's a big part of me that says put some shrimp in there. So maybe with the rice fish and some shrimp, you could get some good breeding going on there. You could definitely have something, not only are they breeding and proliferating, but you'd have something that you might be able to trade and maybe turn into a little bit of a profit type situation, or at least a break even.
Crawfish. Tasty.
Crawfish would be cool, but it's illegal in a lot of places.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yeah, because oftentimes you'll get like the wrong strain,
Oh.
and they will attack an ecosystem like nobody's business.
Oh.
They're extremely adaptable. A lot of them can self-replicate,
crawfish.
so they don't even need a mate.
Oh.
Yeah.
I want those because I love the way crawfish taste.
Yeah, it would be easier just to fish for them.
Oh.
Yeah, we could go down. We could find a good crawfish stream around here.
I want crawfish.
We
That
could go throw
sounds
some
tasty.
pots. We could go drop some pots.
Some spicy southern crawfish.
Some spicy crawfish.
Yes.
All right. Well, we are coming up to the end of the show. I'd like to remind everybody that apparently I was going to say that this show was brought to you in part by the Aquarium Co-op, but they just happen to have a sale going on. So I don't know that it was brought to you in part by that. I'm going to say that this show was brought to you in part by Aqua Freedom, Alvin Alejo, Gone Mad himself, LG3 Nation, and Dave B. Those are our super chatters of the day, going huge. Thank you very much, guys. I'm going to put your guys' name on the side of my race car. Or maybe on my fire suit.
We have a race car?
No, we don't have a race car, but you get what I'm saying. Thank you very much, you guys. It's wildly generous, and I hope everyone does have a super safe 4th of July out there and doesn't go totally crazy. Like I said before, if you guys want to get some products, get some products. They're on sale. There's also another sale I'll be letting you guys know about that will be on Friday, so I'd stay tuned for that, and I'll give you the lowdown up in there, or you can just become a Patreon and read about it in the community tab right now if you like. So I hope everyone has a fantastic day out there. If you got any fireworks, I guess light them off. This is the one day where you could light fireworks off, but be super safe.
Be safe.
Take some precautions. Wear some eye protection, or you'll end up
Bless
or you
you.
could end up, best case scenario, wearing glasses like me all the time. Someday maybe I'll be able to afford LASIK, but seems doubtful at this point because I'm about 100 years old and I've never been able to afford it. So thank you very much, guys, for coming out. Stay safe out there. Don't go totally crazy. And we'll talk to you all later.
Thank you, guys.